Hello there, young grasshoppers. So I've had some technical difficulties, so I'm getting the answer key video up a little later than I wanted to. So I want to go over, this is the honors version of the Unit 3 study guide answer key. We did number 1 and number 2 in class. Here's what you're going to do. As I go through this, you are going to correct your work in a different color writing utensil than you wrote in. If you have it exactly right and you've shown your work and there's nothing to add, you're going to put a star over the number of the question. Does that make sense? So when I look at your study guide, I am looking to see that either you have something written in a different colored pen or pencil to add to your question, or your answer, or you have a star next to the number of the question, and that will be how I know that you've done this video. Okay, so let's get started. Number 3, 4, and 5 are actually going to vary a little bit. So I'm going to put an answer, but it might not be the answer. So if you feel like my answer adds to yours, you can certainly add it, but you might have a little bit different, and we'll talk about this in class. Okay, so we know that net force and balanced are related because if the net force is 0, then the forces are balanced. That is one way to relate them. Gravity and weight. Gravity is a force that we call weight. Or gravity causes a force that we call weight could work as well. Okay? All right, acceleration and unbalanced. If an object has acceleration, the forces are unbalanced. Okay? All right, now let's look down here. You were supposed to put 1, 2, or 3 for Newton's first, second, or third law. So a climber pulls down on a rope, causing his body to lift upward. So the climber's pushing down and his body is reacting by going up. That is Newton's third law. F equals ma is Newton's second law. 2 bumper cars collide into each other and each car jolts backwards. That's Newton's third law. When you give your friend a lift on your bike, you have to pedal harder and faster to keep the same speed and acceleration as you had before. That is Newton's second law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Third, a smaller cannonball leaves a cannon much faster than a larger, heavier cannonball. That's comparing masses and talking about acceleration. So that's going to be 2. When you are standing alone in a subway train and the train suddenly stops, your body continues to go forward. That's Newton's first law, inertia. An object at rest will stay at rest. An object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside, unbalanced force. Newton's first law. It is much easier to carry your backpack when it's empty than rather when it's full. That's talking about the force required to carry it. So that is Newton's second law. Okay?